Hello, I'm Katie Edwardson. I'm the group's ministry director, and a very happy Friday to you. Have you ever noticed that there are a lot of songs about Fridays? I will resist the urge to belt one out and just trust that maybe one is coming to mind for you. I think that maybe songs about Fridays are so popular because we can all relate to that feeling when we get to the end of the week and maybe just feel ready for a break or a change or just something new and different that sometimes the weekend can promise. Maybe you've had one of those weeks. Maybe you had some frustration with the stalled project at work. Maybe you just feel like the laundry is endless. Maybe it's something a little bit more serious where you are really just questioning what's going on in the world or what it all means. Wherever you are this Friday, I just want to encourage you that God sees you and He even addresses this feeling in His Word. This week I was reading the Book of Ecclesiastes, which is sort of cataloging one man's search for meaning. And I was amazed as I just noticed how honest and how real of a look the author took at just the brokenness and the frustration that is in our world. The Bible does not shy away from reality. One of the refrains that the book repeatedly comes back to is often translated vanity of vanities or utterly meaningless. The Hebrew word literally means vapor. So it gives this idea of something that is just sort of fleeting or elusive or just doesn't have meaning or any substance to it. Let me read from chapter 1 to give you a sense of what he's talking about. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What does man gain from all his labor at which he toils under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun sets and hurries back to where it rises. He goes on to say, what has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new? It was here already, long ago. It was before our time. There is no remembrance of men of old, and even those who are yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow. So there's this sense of just time passes, people come and go. Nothing ever really changes. No one's really remembered for a long stretch of time. There is nothing new under the sun. We might think about this phrase kind of like the New Testament talks about sort of this present age or this idea of sort of being under the curse in this space in our world where sin and death have entered and have distorted our relationships with ourselves, with one another, with our work, with creation, and most importantly, with God. But there is good news for those of us who are in Christ. Yes, we live in a fallen world, but we are no longer bound to that cycle of vanity and meaninglessness. God is doing a new thing. We find hope and meaning when we lift our eyes to the Son of God who willingly humbled himself and broke into time, into this cycle of vanity and destroyed sin and death and everything that has kept us away from God, that blinded us to the goodness and beauty and meaning of God. So we look to Jesus, the one who finally did something new on the cross, who finally did something new on Easter Sunday. And that also the other thing is that God is doing a new thing in me. He's doing a new thing in you every day. He is making us a new creation. He has given us a new name, a new nature, and He is forming us all into a new community. And Jesus promises us that history is headed towards something. We have more to look forward to than just the weekend. That actually, we look forward to the end of vanity, to His return, to His coming kingdom, when everything will be made right, will be restored to God's perfect design. So Jesus invites you today to believe this good news, that all is not lost. You and your work and your life matter to God. The author of Ecclesiastes ultimately concludes and encourages us to fear God and keep His commandments, because this world of vanity is not all there is. So I invite you to take a moment now before you go on with your day to ask God how he's calling you to live for him, how he's calling you to maybe resist the pull toward vanity and to embrace the new thing that he is doing.